You were here with By the Cover. Today we're going to be reviewing Gwendy's Magic Feather by Stephen King and Richard Chizmar. This is book 2 in the Gwendy trilogy. This book is 206 pages and took me one day to read. I would rate this book an 8 out of 10. This review will contain spoilers, so if you do not want to hear those, click off now. The summary: Gwendy Peterson, now a successful congresswoman, is drawn back into Castle Rock when the mysterious button box reappears. Facing a personal crisis and the unsettling disappearance of local girls, Gwendy must decide whether to use the box's power again, even though it may lead to further complications and potentially dangerous choices. The novel explores themes of fate versus free will, the price of desire, and the enduring impact of the past on the present. I think a lot of people were very harsh on this book simply because Stephen King didn't write any of this one. It was all Richard Chizmar. And I think including that in criticism of the book really isn't fair. I simply judge this book on the merits of what it is. And the primary reason that I really like this book, and I think it is the best in the series, is that this book has the most heart, it has the most character growth and development, and it also has the most interesting antagonist of the series. So as far as my likes with the book, the first one was a cozy read, and the second book is also a very cozy read because it takes place at Christmas time and New Year's, and that's about the coziest time of year that you could set it in. A couple new interesting characters come into this book. Patsy was my favorite. I thought she was great. She had a lot of personality and spunk. I really wish her character would have been in the book more because I would have enjoyed seeing a lot more of that character. Ryan is Gwendy's love interest and ends up being her husband, and I loved his character as well. The book also develops Gwendy's parents' characters a lot more and the relationship between Gwendy and both her mother and her father, which I really enjoyed. I really liked the scene with Gwendy's mother meeting the man in black, but I question why Gwendy reacts the way that she does when that happens. She seems to have a strong aversion towards Richard, even though Richard has never been anything but upfront with her and hasn't really given her a reason to not trust him. I love the hospital scene with Gwendy and her mother. I thought that scene was really well done. I thought the Tooth Fairy was a compelling antagonist, and I enjoyed the mystery going on throughout the book to solve that. I really loved both the return of Richard Ferris at the end of the book and also Ryan, and I loved that Gwendy's mother recovered. My dislikes in the book: Stephen King just has an obsessive-compulsive instinct to make everybody in every book he ever writes an author. I don't know why, but Gwendy had to be an author. This carries on throughout the series. Even though she is a politician, she doesn't want to be. She wants to be an author. I'm just really tired of that plot point, and I don't care to see it in every single book that I read by Stephen King. But that is the world that we live in, so we'll deal with it. Another thing this book did that I did not like was repeat the rules of the button box. We got that in the first book. This is the turning point in the series where we start to get more political, and there are at least 3 mentions of a crazed Republican president named Hamlin that does some things that may mirror what a current in-life president has done in the past. I don't think any of that was necessary. But that's really all I disliked about this book. I think overall it had the most heart, the most interesting antagonist, and I just really enjoyed this one. So that's about it. We'll catch you later.